Hello, this is Christina Nerling with Kitty and Masterpiece Theater. I just wanted to take a moment to discuss my new film, Batman and Vicki. What I love about the film, as compared to the first film I made in film school, is it is working with the same theme, a theme about superheroes, a theme about helping people. What I like about it compared to the second film is the second film was pretty much entirely a music video. This one is a film, it is a story, and music just assists with the background sounds. The third film was supposed to be a story, and I picked a music video that suggested stories and suggested characters and suggested a plot. And so it was a story, but it again was still kind of a music video. This one, again, I just picked a story, picked characters I loved, and sat down and wrote a script. So music was kind of something I thought about later. What's interesting about the first version of Batman and Vicki versus the second is the second one is done in black and white. It has a little bit different sounds in it. It has some voiceovers in the background, but it sounds almost like ambient noise, like maybe a song playing on the jukebox in the cafe, or maybe a song on the radio in the car. What I like about the other differences is I take a little bit longer in the office scene to not cut out some of the lines, to have a little more interaction between Vicki Vale and Bruce Wayne. Remember, Bruce Wayne's kind of a buddy, maybe someone she works with, somebody she knows, but she doesn't quite know yet that it's Batman. And it's a bit humorous because as he turns to call his butler to help him, he has a Batman symbol on his cell phone. So the audience is kind of in on the joke, even though Vicki Vale might not be. What I love about the other difference that I made was supposed to be in the order that I put in the scenes. And I didn't want to do too much because it would change the story into some other plot. But I made a slight difference that I think is kind of interesting. That is, when they get to Joker's lair, Joker pulls out a water gun, but this time the first person to instigate the actual fight is the female clown. She gets the first squirt, so to speak. So she initiates a fight instead of just being an afterthought at the end. The first Batman and Vicki film I made, she gets the very last squirt. And up to that point, she just looked like some girl Joker's talking to and flirting with, but she's just kind of his date. This time, the female clown gets in the first part of the fight. She's the first to squirt the water gun. So she looks a little bit more like this isn't just a model at his side, it's someone who might actually be using her gun. So it does change the story just a little bit. It has a different tone there, especially as far as her character not looking like just a cookie cutter, but actually like someone who is a little more jokery, so to speak. I had so much fun with this film. We put a lot of effort into it. My husband purchased an iMac for me. He purchased green screen, blue screen. The iMac came with some video software already on it. iMovie is on it. So I haven't quite gotten to Adobe yet, but I might later. For now, we've put a lot into this. We purchased Batman and Joker costumes. We purchased clothes for Vicki Vale, costumes for the female clown, and the water guns we had on hand because I won't let anything more violent be around my Kitty and Masterpiece Theater. So I hope you have fun, and I hope you enjoy watching, and thank you so much.
You just recorded your press thing.
What was so interesting about this project is that I've never worked with iMovie before. I've never even purchased an iMac before, as far as I know. It's been a long time. But anyway, it gave us a chance to really spend some time working with the software, seeing what it's capable of. I had fun with the car scenes. In the first video, I edited the car scenes just slightly than the second video. Sometimes I use split screen to get an idea of what's going on outside the window and then what's going on inside the car. What are we talking about? We catch a glimpse of the car, but we spend time on the conversation because that's what the script mainly is working with. I got to play around with making it look like the background behind them is moving. There's something called a Ken Burns effect that you can put in the video, and it causes to look like the camera is moving closer to something else. So in the bar scene, it looks like maybe the camera is just moving closer to the bar. In the car scene, it looks like he's actually backing out, like he's in reverse and backing his car out of his parking space. And he makes a funny line about, "You're thinking I'm driving too fast." And all of a sudden, it moves much quicker. So it was really interesting to work with all that software and find out what all can I do with iMovie. We really had a lot of fun. I based a lot of this on comic books, of course. Fantasy, of course, but some of it is based on real life. My husband plays the role of Batman, and I remember meeting him for the first time and meeting his parents for the first time. The reason I cast Thad Nerling as the butler is because in many of the films and TV series, the butler is portrayed as someone who raised Batman from a child and a teenager and a young man all the way to adulthood, and thinks of Batman as his own son. He thinks of Bruce Wayne as his own son. Of course, we know it's the same person. Vicki Vale, just by the end of this film, may be getting an idea that he's the same person. I don't think she knows entirely who he is. But I portrayed Thad Nerling as the butler because there's so much history and emotional content already there. He already looks upon him as a son. So that worked great with the casting. I just wanted to thank you for watching the show. The show is so much fun. We learned a lot about filming with the show, and it's a little glimpse into my life. So thank you for watching.